Okay, welcome to my part 2 Elementor training here. Today I'm going to try to cover a little bit more than I did the first day. The first day all I did was this one slider piece you see here on my page. I'm going to try to do the next two pieces, which are these little icon boxes here. And as you can see on my original page, they don't do anything. They're just informational. But what I'm going to do in Elementor will actually make them better in my opinion. And I'm also going to do this little information panel here. So this shouldn't take too long. I'm guessing 30 or so minutes. We'll see when I'm done recording this how long it actually ended up being. But let's go ahead and get started. So as you can see, I'm already looking at this page for reference. I can go to my staging site. This is what we actually have built, right? So it's a little different, but it's pretty close. So now we're going to go to my actual site. We're going to go to my home page, and we're going to edit it with Elementor. And we can do this one of two ways. I think I'm going to do it this way. Let's see how that works out. If not, you get to see me undo it, and we'll do it again. So let's see here. Somewhere in here is icon, where icon box. Here we go. Actually, I am going to do it this way after all. We're going to go ahead and go here. I'm going to hit plus. I want this to be 3 columns. Boom, 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 right? And the reason for that is I'm going to put 3 icon boxes. So now let me go back to my icon box. Where was that? Right here. Boom. Right? Yay, there's one. And let's go ahead and do this one and then do a copy and duplicate it so it has all our settings already. It's a lot easier that way in my opinion. So let's go ahead and go back to Small Online Biz here, and I'm going to have be your own boss and no more answering to someone else, yada yada yada, and I like the little tie icon, right? So unfortunately I can't seem to copy this, which sucks. So we're going to have to type it in. All right, be your own boss. Be your own boss, right? And then we'll get this, and we will, oops, sorry, this page. No more answering to someone else, take control of your future. Okay. No more, oops, answering to someone else, take control of your future. Now, as you can see, it didn't put these on 2 separate lines, even though that's how I typed it. So what I'm going to do is go ahead and put the HTML code in there to make that happen. So BR for break, right? There's a line break now. So no more answering to someone else, take control of your future. Is that what that says? Yes. Okay, so as you can see from this one, it's got a little star icon. Well, I don't want the star icon, so we're going to go to the icon library. Let me try tie. Oh, look, black tie. Boom. So we'll go ahead and insert. All right, it's better, but it's not quite right? It's blue for one thing, right? So let's go ahead and make a couple changes here. So I can go style here, primary color. If I do this, that changes just the icon. See that? But might as well do that now. So it's F15D28 is my color. It's the one I like. And then when I hover over it, I don't know if I want the color to invert or if I just want to do like a bounce, not bounce in. Isn't there just bounce? Where was it? Because there's like pulse, right? So it goes like that. I'm not big on that. So grow, shrink. I can make it shrink. So look, I moused over. It does something. Yeah, I don't like that either. There was one that, was it float? No, but it goes up and down. I just can't remember which one it is. Wobble, 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 buzz. Wobble horizontal? No, I don't like that. Anyway, there's one in here. I just have to find it. Bounce in. No. Bounce out. No. Rotate. No, I don't want that. But hey, Bob. That's it. Bob. I like where it kind of hovers up and down. That's the one I like, right? So now they know that there's an action when you go over this. Problem is, I still need to change my title content as well, right? So I want F15D28. that is my color of choice. Except I didn't do that on the home page, so I guess I really should make it to be more precise. Let's go ahead and clear that, and let's just make it black. All right, and let's make the description color black. All right, so that looks pretty close to that, right? Except this actually highlights the whole block when I mouse over it, but it still doesn't do anything. See, I click, nothing happens. But the icon doesn't change, it's all the same. Be Your Own Boss was uppercase. I guess I could go in here and fix that under my content. Be your own boss, right? Now that's more apples to apples comparison. Okay, so now that we have this done, let's go ahead and duplicate it, and we're just going to drag it over here, and we're going to duplicate it again, duplicate, and we're going to drag it over, oops, drag it over here, there we go. So now I've got 3, they're pretty close. One thing, well, I'll get to that in a minute. Let's go ahead and edit this second one. So let's go to content, and that one had a clock, right? So probably time or clock. So let me click here and go to icon library. Let's try time. No. Clock. There we go. Boom. Insert. So I've already changed the icon. Okay, now I need to change the title. Make your own hours. Okay. All right. And then what is my text? Work on your own schedule. Don't miss important life events. Now this one, for some reason, I didn't put on 2 separate lines. Wonder why. Probably because it didn't flow right or something. But I'm going to go ahead and put it on 2 separate lines. So work on your own schedule is the first line. So I'm going to go ahead and just work on your own schedule. Right? And then don't miss important life events. Don't miss important life events. Boom. Okay. So now the second one's already pretty much done. Let's go to the third one. And the third one is earn what you want. Okay, so let's go ahead. Actually, let's change the icon first. That was a $sign. So I'm guessing it's $. There we go. Insert, is that the right $sign? That is the right $sign. So now I have pretty much an apples to apples on the icons. And as you can see, because I copied, I don't have to set this little, bounce or hover or whatever the option was, because I set it all up here and then copied, and now I'm just modifying, so I don't have to set each one individually, which is kind of nice. So after Be Your Own Boss, what is the line? Oh, it's Earn What You Want. Sorry, forgot. Title is Earn What You Want. Earn what you want. Now, what's that first line? Don't settle for what the job pays. Okay. Don't settle for what the job pays. And then the second line is build your own income streams. Okay. Build your own income streams. Boom. Okay. So now we have 3 that are looking pretty good, right? They have their own thing. They look like the boxes. They don't actually hover where I want them to hover. You notice this? How it's over my slider, and I talked about this in the previous stage where these dots are going to end up getting covered. Well, that's because I'm planning to hover these boxes over it. So let's go ahead and take this and hit the settings for the whole container. And then let's go to, what is it? Is it margin? I forget which hole this is. Yeah, it doesn't do anything. Okay. So, top. Yeah, that's just that. I don't want to deal with that. There was a place for me to move the box up. Give me a second to figure out where that is. I thought it was z-index. -10. Forgive the dog barking. I am doing this from home, as probably most of you are. It's this container, which is what I want. was nothing. This was just padding from the container. There we go. Maybe that's my problem. Let's go to this container and go to advanced. And from the bottom, let's bring these guys out. But see, it's not, yeah, it's not working. It's not what I wanted. All right, give me a minute. I apologize for this. I had this figured out and then I got sidetracked and now I don't know what I'm doing. So, let's go back here. I'm wondering if I did this wrong. Give me 1 second. I am going to drag this here. Still not working. So I am going to magically make this work by pausing this recording and then getting back to you. 1 second. Voila, we're back. Okay, so here was my problem. I was editing the container that holds these three, but what I need to do is click up on here, the container above, click that little thing there. We'll go to advanced, we'll go to margin, and we'll say minus, let's say 50, right? Oops, I didn't do my minus. Let's just do it this way with the down arrow then. See how this stuff is now moving up? Yes, I know there's transparency here that I need to deal with, but something like that. Let me take a look at be your own boss. Yeah, so basically the slider comes just under the title. So let me go back over to here. That's pretty close. Maybe I can do that, right? Split the difference. All right, so I'm close. So you can see the overlap, but it's obviously ugly. But the trick was not to edit this container, but to edit the container above and then take the margin out here. Because this is the top, I'm not too worried about this, but really I should unlink this and this should be 0. Because I'm only dealing with the bottom, right? So, right, I only want to deal with the bottom margin. So this link kind of links the left and right and the top and bottom. And I only want to deal with the bottom margin, so unclick that so they're not linked and matching. All right, so it doesn't really matter in this case since this is the top element, but still. All right, so now let's go back to these. We do have a problem here. I need a background, right? I need normal background. We'll do a classic, and we're going to say, hey, let's make this, for all intents and purposes right now, white. Oh, look, took care of that problem. No problem there. Do the same over here. Advanced, background, normal, click on the color, and do white. Right. And then here, advanced, background, normal, and white. All right, so let's take a look. It's not perfect. I've got these spacers here which make it look kind of funny seeing in between. So there's two different things I can do here. I don't want to make this whole background white because then it blocks the whole thing, right? I want to make just these parts here. So what I can do is let me go back to the settings here and say no column gap. And now these three are here. Boom, boom, boom. Now it's a little closer. Let me click off of this real quick. Click on this. Why can't I? Oh, okay. So now we've got, it looks closer. Let me, my spacing, I might want to make these just a little bit, let me see here. If I want to do the whole thing, I could do this to make these a little more spaced out, right? can go the whole length, but I don't want to do that. I'm thinking, let me take a look here. That's pretty close, but I also want to deal with the height. And let's see here, if I do a minimum height, okay, what happened there? That's ugly. Oh, that's for the whole container, that's my problem. Let's clear that. I didn't mean to do minimum height. I mean to do it here for each individual, not the container. So here, I can either do it this way, which I'm not a big fan of, or I can go, where was it? Content, yada, yada, yada. That's the icon, that's the content. I can do width. It's not letting me really change the height there. What I could do is put a return here to make the boxes. Oop, don't like that though. Let's go back here and look at my content. What happened there? Let's go ahead and put my break back in. BR. Okay. Oh, I see what's going on. We can do that. And then that. How's that? Nah, I don't like that. The formatting's a little fun. Sorry about this. There. Okay. I see. So we can do it this way then. Let's go ahead and boom. I'll hit a return here, so it puts the BR in. And then I'll hit a return here. And if I click out of this, okay, so I just put a space in to make my boxes a little taller. So now let's take a look. Except for this tiny little slit here that defines the separate boxes, we've pretty much got this close to duplicated. And again, I can change the width if you don't think the boxes are quite wide enough. But I think we're good there. What I need is, I'm not happy that it doesn't have a white space above the icon. So as you can see, like there's space here, space under, which I did by putting in the return. But on here, there's no space here. So I'm gonna have to, I'll get back to you on that. I just now noticed this and I'm not sure what the easiest way is to add. Can I do a margin top? Let's see. Except it's, that's not what I want. What if I do padding? There we go. We can do it that way, right? So we can add padding. Let's give it 10. Which means I could even do, see how it's doing top right, bottom left? I could probably take out my return and it's giving me an overall padding. So that's the best way to fix that, I think, is to go ahead and go to each one and increase your padding to give that little bit of white space you're looking for, right? So let's go to this one, advanced, padding 10, right? We'll do the same on this one, advanced, padding 10. So now I have more of a white space. It's not as big as this one. I could go 20 or even 30 if I wanted to, but I think that's pretty good for right now. So we've got that. And then if you've noticed, on this website, there's actually kind of an off-white background to help define this. So let's go ahead and fix that too. So let's go to the container. And let's go to advanced and let's go to where, oh, I'm sorry, style and background overlay, classic. If I go gray, yeah, that was more of a beige, wasn't it? Kind of a tannish gray. Let's take a look here. Yeah, that's a little much, so let's make it a little transparent. Maybe like that. It's closer. It's still a little too much, so let's go a little lighter. That's pretty close. I'm going to go with that for now. And notice how this doesn't go under. So let's fix that. Dun, 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 dun. Boom. And then advanced. And then padding on the bottom. We're not going to link the values. On the bottom, let's do, I don't know, 20? That's not enough. Let's do 40. Does that look a little better? That looks pretty close, right? So, I'm sorry. So that to that looks pretty close. So now I've got that figured out. And in case you didn't understand what I did, I went to the settings of the container and I gave it more padding on the bottom, and I also set its background under style to this off color to give it that same effect that you see over here. I'm still not liking that my boxes aren't quite as big, so let me go back to my boxes and let me go back to my padding and let me make it 30. Okay, that's too much. Let's make it 20. I think I like 20 better. And again, really we're looking at top and bottom padding, not so much left and right. So if you don't want it to also be left and right, although in this case it doesn't seem to matter, you uncheck that little links values together and you can do them individually. So there we go. So that looks a lot closer to that. And we have the added icon animation, which we don't have on my site, although we do have that hover over whole box kind of goes funky color, which I don't know. Can I set that? Let's take a look. Style, hover, boom. Yes, I can. Let me do this though. Yeah, let's go ahead and go with that. I don't know. Let's just make it a yellowish color. On hover. Oh, that's for the icon. No, I'm sorry. I'm on the wrong thing. My apologies. Let's clear that. Clear. I didn't mean to do it on the icon. I meant to do it on the whole box. Can I even do that? Background. Here we go. On hover. There we go. Color. Like maybe, I don't know, that. Ooh, that's ugly. If I make it lighter. Yeah, oh no, that actually makes a problem there. I don't want to do that. All right, so let's try that. That. I don't know, I don't like that yellow. But you get the idea. I'm going to go ahead and just randomly pick. Oh, let's go lighter. That's better. Kind of, that just lets you know that something's happening. It's not as subtle as that one. It's a little much still, so let me go a little lighter. It's almost nondescript there. We're just going to go with that. So that's my setting, right? So this is the color I'm going to choose. Copy. Let me go to this one. Let me go to advanced. Let me go to background. On hover. And let me click the color and just paste that in. All right. And then let's click on the third one. And I'm trying to do an apples to apples comparison. You don't have to do this, right? But I'm trying to give you, hey, here's what my theme that I purchased did versus, hey, here's how you can do it in Elementor. So I want to make it as realistic as possible, as close as possible. Saying that, though, I am going to add a few bells and whistles that my theme just doesn't offer. So, take it with a grain of salt. But let's go here. Let's go to hover. Let's go boom, and let's paste this. So now, boom, 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 plus the icons hop. Great. We're getting somewhere. Now, like I said, on my main site, these don't do anything. They're just pretty. They're just informational. The ones in Elementor can go somewhere. They can do something. So if we go to content, look at that. I've got a link, right? So each one of these can actually do something. They can function besides just giving you a message. So let's go ahead and I'm just going to say, for now, to make this simple, I'm just going to link all three of them to my main website. But you can have each one. 2 eyes in online? I don't think so. you can have each one go to a separate page, right? But just to make this simple, I'm just going to do each one to the same, because this is just an example and I don't need to actually, I'm not actually building my site. So here we go. So each one of these is going to link to the same location, but they could go to separate places. So already we've added a little bit more animation. We've pretty much duplicated this look and feel, but it actually does something, right? It has little bouncy icons. It actually, when you click on it, goes somewhere. It does something. So there's already a bonus to that. So let's go ahead and update my site. And then let's reload and see if it actually went. Okay, I've already noticed a problem. Anybody else notice this problem? This is a problem. Huh. I'm gonna have to figure that one out. So this, overlaying this, gives this funky color. How do I fix that? And I see it here and I didn't pay any attention at the time. So I might have an issue with that. We'll have to figure that one out. Background overlay. Normal. Opacity. Yeah, I don't want to do that. Okay, I think we're going to do it with a blend mode. So let me, is it normal? Multiply? There we go. If we do multiply, no, that didn't work, did it? Oh, wait. I thought it went away, but maybe it didn't. Screen? It's hard for me to see. Yeah, that didn't work. Oh, no, 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 no. Can I undo? Yes. That was bad. Didn't mean to click the X. So Command Z, by the way, or Control Z on Windows should undo that if you happen to do that. I'm sure there's another option here somewhere where you can undo it, but that frightened me for a moment. So background overlay. I'm trying to see. Yeah, see, that's going to do it for everything though, and I don't want that to happen. Screen, darken, lighten, saturation, luminosity. Does that look any different if I click on this? Let's see, it still looks different. Alright, so I'm going to pause this again until I find the fix, and then it'll come right back, and it'll be like magic, instant fix, so I'll be right back. Alright, so as promised, here's the magic. So here we go. It was a blending mode, it just took me a minute to figure out where it was. So what we want to do is we want to come in here, we want to edit the properties for the container, and all we had to do was go into Style, Background Overlay, Normal, hit the little color here, pick our color, but the mode we need was Darken. Right? So now if I click off of here, oops, click on, see how it doesn't show a line where the separation, where the overlap is? If I change this to any other mode, you'll see the line. So it was just the blending mode I had to figure out. So if I go to like normal, right? And then I click off of this, you'll see that's obvious where the change is. We need to darken. So let me go back to here. And let me choose blending mode darken. Boom. And now everything's good with the world again. So there we go. Let me go ahead and update. And then we can refresh the actual page. And look at that. And like I said, those 3 dots that are on the slide, they got covered. I knew they would be, but that's okay. So how close to that does that look? Other than the images are a little darker, so the text could be readable. As you can see, they're a little lighter here. Pretty close. I'm liking that. It's working well. I can make the boxes taller. For some reason I want to. I'll look at that later, because there's something about these boxes being the right size. But, you know, that's just the padding, so we can easily do that. Let me just go ahead and do it because it's driving me nuts. So we're going to do it on the individuals. We're going to go to advanced. We're going to go to padding, and I'm going to make it 40. I'm sorry, I'm just going to have to make it 40 because it's driving me nuts. 40. Okay, did I do that wrong? Oh, that's where that padding. See that left and right padding I was warning you about? It was messing with, and I didn't have to worry about it at the time. Well, now I do, because it's messing with my text. So what I'm going to do is go ahead and unlock this. I only want top and bottom, so I really don't care about right, and I really don't care about left, right? So I really don't care about right. Oops, sorry, I have to unlink it. So top is going to be 40, and bottom will be 40. Okay, and get rid of that link. That'll be good. That'll be good. All right, so how does that look? A little better. Not perfect. The boxes are kind of looking more square than they are rectangulars. But you see where I'm going with this, right? So I can either do padding, or I could do a layout, column width, right? I can do something like that. That's a little closer. So there you go. I'm a little anal retentive in things, but that works. So let's go ahead and click update. We'll reload my site. And that looks a lot better. Looks pretty close. All right, so there's one more thing I'm gonna do with this because, well, you know me, I like to mess with stuff. So that's pretty much apples to apples. But I am going to do one more thing that I just like. And that is I'm going to give each one of these an animation, a motion effect. So this one, I forget what it's called, slide down, fade down, zoom down. I think it's slide. Slide in from the left, boom. This one I'm gonna have, I don't know, maybe slide in from motion effects, slide in from the bottom maybe. So entrance animation, slide in up, I think it's called. And then this one I'll come from the right. So motion effects and slide in right. Boom, right? So I'm going to update that. Now watch the 3 boxes when I reload my page. Reload. I don't know. I just kind of like that. So there we go. Now we have functionality. We have better animation. We have little, introduction animation, and it just draws the eye to it, right? So not only do we have our slide zooming in, but we have those 3 things sliding from different directions. I just like that overall. So I thought I'd get to this next section, but I'm pretty sure if I put these 3 together, we're looking at 30 to 45 minutes of video already. So I'm going to go ahead and do this next section in next week's tutorial. If you have any questions, please, please, please comment in the comment section below. I'll be happy to answer anything. If I lost you because I forgot how to do something and I had to go look it up, please ask. I'm happy to help. And then, of course, click that like button because, I like it when people like my trainings. So reach out to me anytime, and I hope you enjoyed. Thank you.